Okay, so I just need to see how good the quality is here. It's not great, but it'll have to be good enough. What you're looking at is the disk drive on a PS2. And a couple, well, actually now it's been almost 2 years. I was playing on it merrily, and I started hearing a grinding noise, and it stopped reading discs after that. So I looked it up, and it turns out that it is because of this piece right here. So this piece kind of goes on here like this. Is this even visible to you? Yeah, okay. The piece kind of goes on here like that. And let me show you what this piece looks like on the side. I wish I had like some tweezers or something. So first of all, it's shaped like this, and this piece here, you'll notice it's got these plastic ridges. And this thing right here is a worm gear. And so come on, focus. This camera won't focus. The plastic ridges fit into the threads of the worm gear, so that when the worm gear turns, it has the effect of moving this guy forwards and backwards. And what was happening was that I guess over years of being used, because this, I mean, it had already been used for like 10 years before it was given to me. I guess these plastic ridges got worn down, or maybe the metal started bending back a little bit. And anyway, even though the worm gear was turning, this thing was just slipping. And the whole point of this thing is to move the laser backwards and forwards along these rails. So I hope this is the only problem with the PS2. And I'm now something that you really can't see on the camera, but this right here, where the tip of the chopstick is a little screw hole, and it's meant for you to be able to screw in this piece of metal through this center hole right here. When I first tried to repair this, I saw a YouTube video that said, oh, all you got to do is unscrew it, take this piece of metal and bend it, which you can see I've already done, so I'm not going to bend it anymore. But there's a very slight bend in it, and what that is supposed to do is kind of put a little bit more tension and have it work better. And that actually did work for about a week, and then it broke again. I think it was probably because it was putting too much pressure on the little tiny screw that had like 2 rows of threads max. I've since lost the screw anyway, but it doesn't screw in anymore. I've totally messed up the plastic, and yeah. So that's that. Now what I did is I just went to the store and I bought myself some glue, and I'm just going to glue it on and hope for the best. Before I do that, I'm just going to, figure out how to use this glue properly. So you may be wondering why it is I have a pair of chopsticks, and that's just because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them and then glue them back together, just to get an idea for how this glue works. Yeah, so let's do it. How does this work? I guess maybe I should try to show what I'm doing here on the camera, but yeah, I mean, you can't see my terrible camera setup, but it's basically just balanced on a bunch of pizza boxes that I cut up and made like a little frame with. So that I have very little space to actually work here, but come on, stupid thing. Come on, I can't get this open. Man, this is supposed to be like one of these child-proof pill boxes, but it's actually adult-proof. Or as my scout leaders would say, idiot-proof. Well, Well, nothing brute force can't fix. There we go. Okay, I just yanked it really hard and it came out. Okay. So, let me read the instructions here. 1. To puncture nozzle, turn tap clockwise until clicking sound stops. Okay. Unscrew cap counterclockwise. Squeeze blue side grips for precision dispensing. Apply sparingly to one surface. Press parts together and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Press parts together, press parts together and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Okay. So, let's go ahead and try this out. Can you even see what I'm doing? There. I'm not used to doing stuff on camera. Yeah, you'll notice I bought the gel stuff because I really didn't want the glue to just go flying everywhere inside the PS2. So, oh man, this stuff smells pretty strongly. Then I'll just push these sides together. And 15 to 30 seconds, okay. So, seen any good movies lately? And then let me keep reading the instructions while I'm holding these together. Replace cap. For increased strength, leave bond undisturbed for at least 10 minutes. Full cure in 24 hours. So yeah, I might not actually try running the PS2 today because, you know, I want this to have the best chance of working. And I'll tell you what, if this doesn't work, I'm going to have a real problem because now I'll have a thing super glued on and it'll be a pain to get it off. Well, that was 15 to 30 seconds for sure, and this is not holding. So maybe I didn't put enough. Or maybe I waited too long before pushing these guys together. Let's try a little more here. Maybe this isn't going to work. That would be too bad. Man, let me tell you, this glue smells really strong. Okay, well, that should be long enough. Maybe I'll wait a little longer just to be sure. Okay, I won't pull on it too strongly here. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I pulled on it and it came apart. So this is really not very strong. Did I do something wrong here? Maybe I just didn't wait long enough. So let me just set this down and, you know, I mean, I'm gonna do the PS2 fix anyway, whether or not this glue is working. Like, I have to do something. You can't send these into Sony anymore, and besides, I voided the warranty in order to open this thing up. Wow, the warranty ended like before I was born, pretty much. Not literally. I don't know what year PS2 is from, but anyway. Okay, well, these chopsticks, I'll just let them sit somewhere else. Now for this, I think the best, oh yeah, you can't see that. I think the best thing to do here would just be to put the glue on here, on the plastic, and then push the piece of metal on. And, well, wish me luck. And well, I kind of want to not let the glue sit open to the air too long before I put the metal on. So, well, here goes nothing. that's probably enough. Then I push this on. And I make sure it's sitting inside the worm gear. And now I'm just going to hold it and hope for the best. I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on here, which is probably not good for the mechanism, but I won't have to hold it for too much longer. Now the nice thing about this, where I'm putting the glue, is that the glue doesn't have to hold in tensile strength. In other words, when I had it on the chopsticks, I was pulling the two surfaces straight apart from each other. Whereas here, most of the forces are actually parallel to the surface. In other words, a shear force. I'm basically trying to slide the two surfaces apart. Now, I know you can't see it on the camera here because my setup is, shall we say, amateur. But there's actually, let me grab my other hand here so I can point. Okay, there's actually these two like openings here on the piece of metal. They actually do fit around like little tiny nibs of plastic sticking out of the holder here. And those should also help to take off some of the shear forces on the glue. So, I mean, obviously the glue has to hold some tensile force because that was the whole point of bending the piece of metal, because I needed to push the plastic tabs towards the worm gear. But anyway, all right, well, if it's not holding by now, it'll never hold, so. Oh man, the piece of metal came right up. As soon as I let go, it just popped up. This is not working. This is a disaster. Let me close this glue. And maybe I just bought bad glue. Well, this isn't working. This does not work. I'm not going to sit here and hold it for 10 minutes. Well, I mean, actually I am, but I'm not going to bother to run the live stream while I do that. So, use my other hand, and I'm going to use my other hand and turn this thing off.